Am I the idiot for breaking up with GF over cousin's wedding? Throwaway account BC. I don't want people stalking my normal Reddit account, but this is 100% real. So I, male 24, had been with my female 24, GF for over 2 years. We've had some fights, but it's been fairly solid throughout those years. This was going to be an important year for us. She was graduating for college, I already did the year before, and we were going to be moving in together once she started working and could afford to split rent with me. I live with roommates. It was also a big year for my cousin, we'll call him Doug, 24M. Now Doug is basically the closest thing I had to a brother growing up. We were only a month apart, and we grew up about 2 miles from each other. We spent every summer just bounces back and forth between our 2 houses. We got in lots of trouble, but we always had each other's backs. We were basically inseparable from birth until about middle school. We grew apart a bit as we got older, different friend groups, and very different interests. It wasn't intentional. But we still love each other very much and would do anything for the other. Well, Doug got married this year. My GF was very excited about this, as it would be her first chance to meet a lot of my extended family. I was super excited to introduce her as well. I remember they sent out the save the dates in like September or something. But I'm pretty bad with dates, so I don't remember. Anyway, fast forward to spring, and my GF tells me about her graduation plans that her and her family have come up with. They were going to start the day at a nice restaurant with her extended family, and then go to the ceremony after and everyone would leave from there. Sounded great. Until I made the horrible realization that her graduation day was the same day as my cousin's wedding. I started panicking. I didn't want to miss either one, so what was I going to do? The wedding venue was about an hour from the college campus. I looked at the timelines for everything and I realized I could make it work if I left right after the wedding ceremony and went straight to the graduation ceremony. Essentially missing both parties, super bummer, but being there for the important events. I explained the situation to my GF and told her how upset I was, but that I would still be able to make both. I asked if it was possible to move her party to after the graduation so I could still meet her family. At least this way one of us could. I also asked if she could be with me at the ceremony if we did this. I just didn't know how early she had to be at the campus and lined up and all that. Well, she got crazy upset at me for this. She said she was crushed that I didn't choose her. And said how it was impossible for them to move the party BC one of her relatives wasn't able to stay out late, and they already had a reservation at this restaurant, etc., etc. She kept saying how important this party was to her and how she's disappointed at me for missing it. This went on for a good solid 15 minutes, where I was trying to come up with solutions and she was trying to tell me that skipping my cousin's wedding entirely should have been an option, and that I wasn't making her a priority in my life. At that point, I freaking raged. I've literally never yelled at her once. But this time I couldn't help it. I was so pissed. I told her off. I told her how selfish she was being. I told her she shouldn't put this on me. I was trying to make the best of a bad situation. I told her my family would literally never make me choose, and if they did they would probably tell me not to choose them. And that I didn't want to be with someone who wasn't able to say that. I grabbed what little poop I had from her place, stormed out, blocked her number, and haven't talked to her since. That day I packed up everything she had at my place and I mailed it back to her. We live like 40 minutes apart and I didn't want to drive back. Then I took myself off socials, deleted my own accounts. I had actually been wanting to do that for a while anyway, so this seemed like a good excuse to pull the trigger. I enjoyed my cousin's wedding. And BTW, at the wedding my aunt, Doug's mom, told me when she found out the situation from my mom, that she literally went and tried to move the date of the wedding for me. They weren't able to do it because the venue was really strict. She actually apologized to me and said she felt bad she couldn't do it. I told her that would have been insane to move the date for 200 people just for me. I couldn't believe they even considered that. But it solidified in my mind that I made the right choice. So why am I making this post? Because my now ex-GF has turned most of our mutual friends, to be fair they were mostly her friends first, against me. I keep getting texts from them saying how much of an
Ah.
I was that I didn't even show up for her graduation ceremony. And that apparently she was going to apologize, but I didn't give her a chance. And that apparently she just wanted me to say I would choose her party over my cousin's wedding, and then she'd tell me not to do that. Also, I've been called a bully and a verbal abuser by 2 of these people for how I yelled at her, and that she was scared to see me. This is BS. I'm the most passive guy on the planet. She's just never seen me actually mad before, because it takes a lot to make me mad. One of them sent me a text saying they were at a bar dancing with guys way cuter than me, and that I missed my shot. I just want it to stop. Update, rage, I just want to clarify something. I probably should have made this more clear. But when I said I raged for my standards. Did I yell? Yes. Was I screaming? No. She's risen her voice to me like this almost every time we had a fight. I'm generally the calm one in an argument. I never called her names, other than selfish. I never got even remotely physical or physically intimidating. In fact, I was trying to keep as much distance from her as I could. I mostly just wanted to get out of there. Should I have gone so nuclear? Probably not. But she did still have ways to reach me. She could have emailed me. She could have called me at work. She could have come to my apartment. She could have texted me through a mutual friend. Hell, she could have written me an actual letter. What I didn't want was the 10-page long texts at 3 a.m. and me constantly staring at my phone waiting for it to vibrate. I was angry, but I felt, and still feel, like I was justified, and I wasn't going to be the first person to break the stalemate. I figured if she actually cared, she'd find a way. I never got any texts from her friends until after the graduation, which makes me think she was still expecting me to show up, especially the one that said she couldn't believe I didn't go to the ceremony. But yes, I should have handled all of this better. I let pride and anger possibly ruin a good thing. I don't know. I'm still dealing with this. I go back and forth between thinking I dodged a bullet and thinking I shot myself in the foot. I am not a perfect person. But I know I'm not abusive. Now, here are the comments. Not the idiot. Question, when you left her place with your things after the fight, when the adrenaline stopped pumping, did you feel relieved? I left a toxic marriage and there was nothing more stressful in my life than moving out and trying to take care of my kids on my own. But I mainly felt relieved. Comment 2. Apparently she just wanted me to say I would choose her party over my cousin's wedding and then she'd tell me not to do that. Oh hell no. I'll take things that never happened for $1,000, Alex. What a liar, pants on fire. She 100% was asking you to choose her over your family. She just doesn't want to own it because it exposes her as the narcissist she is. Even if you suspend disbelief, lobotomize yourself, and trust her, she comes off no better. Playing games is ridiculously childish and immature. Your mutual friends are not your friends. No one needs friends like that. Drop them like a bad habit. Not the idiot. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not using my parental leave to take care of my sister's baby? I've been very burnt out from work and wanted to take some time off. I found out through my boss that managers, like me, get paid parental leave. Since I adopted my husband's sons earlier this year, I qualify for it. He said it still counts even though both boys are teenagers. My sister, who also works for the same company, found out and she's upset because she is pregnant and doesn't get paid parental leave, since she's not in a management position. My sister doesn't think that's fair since my boys don't need to be watched like her baby will. Now she wants me set up my parental leave later to coincide with right after she has her baby so I can babysit for her, and she won't have to pay for childcare. To be honest, I don't want to. The whole reason I was going to take time off was because I am burnout right now and need time to relax. If I waited for her, I'd have to wait 4 more months until she has the baby. I don't have any experience with babies, but if it's anything like TV shows and movies, I doubt I'd be able to relax while watching a newborn baby. Now, here are the comments. Not the idiot. Your parental leave is yours to do with what you please. It sucks that your sister doesn't get paid parental leave though. Comment 2. Not the idiot, even though the teenagers don't need constant supervision. I'm sure having teenagers is one of the reasons you are burned out. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for refusing to talk to my wife about her contributing child support for my sons? My wife makes a lot more money than me. I also have a lot of debt and have to pay a lot in child support. Given that she wanted to protect herself financially, so we got a prenup and keep all our finances separate. I don't mind that at all. I've made some bad financial choices in my life and I'm just happy she wants to be with me. My ex, who I share 2 boys with, is not happy about the situation. She thinks that since my wife acts like a parent to the boys when they are with us, that she should also be contributing child support. My wife is admittedly very involved with the boys and they are close. My ex-wife's reasoning was that there is such a big difference in the standard of living in our homes, that it was making the boys not as happy when they are with her. I don't think it is my wife's responsibility. I think it's nice enough that she offers to pay for the boys to do fun activities when they're here with us and gets them gifts they appreciate. Now, here are the comments. Not the idiot, tell your ex to kick rocks. Comment 2. Your ex is full of poop. Your wife owes your ex-wife nothing. The children are solely yours and your ex-wife's financial responsibility. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for telling my best friend what her boyfriend told me? I, female 20, have a best friend who we will call Molly, also female 20. Molly recently moved in with her boyfriend Daniel, male 26. I can't say that Daniel and I have ever been friends, but we are certainly civil and polite when we are hanging out with Molly and my boyfriend Parker. Parker and I were helping Molly move into Daniel and her's new apartment. Molly had gone to the bedroom to start unpacking her clothes while Parker, Daniel, and I unpacked the living room and kitchen as if is connected. We were all together. Parker had asked Daniel how he felt about finally moving on and living with another person, as he had said that he had always previously lived alone. He sort of laughed and went, "Yeah." Finally someone to clean up and started laughing. At first I thought he was joking and left it alone, until he carried on saying that he is looking forward to having a live-in maid. At this he laughed again while I stood there in shock and Parker turned to Annie and mouthed, "Leave it." Around 5 minutes later I went to unpack the bathroom and Molly came in to help. I closed the door and told her what Daniel had said. And understandably she was upset and went to talk to Daniel, who thought he was joking, and that is why he didn't like me, because I was too damn sensitive, and told me I was an idiot for telling Molly what he had said. Now, here are the comments. Not the idiot, not at all. If it's a funny joke then Molly will laugh too. Comment 2. Not the idiot. That explains why a 26-year-old man would have a 20-year-old move in with him. He wants to mold her to what he wants in a bang maid. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for refusing to go on any more vacations with my friends who have toddlers? My husband 30M and I, female 29, are close friends with 2 couples of similar age. We have been friends for almost a decade now and have been on many enjoyable vacations together. I am the only working woman in the group. Our friends had their respective first babies 6 months apart in 2021 and 2022. We have hung out together many times since, mostly at our house, and had a good time. We obviously haven't been on any group vacations together since. My husband and I travel on our own quite frequently. Since the beginning of 2023, the other wives started throwing hints at me to plan a group vacation again. I am the travel planner of the group, and I don't mind. I was all for it and planned it for the 4th of July weekend. I booked a nice house right next to a beach, which was only 1.5 hours from where we live. The vacation was not enjoyable to me. I totally understand that kids would be the priority for parents, and I went in expecting that. What I didn't expect was to be treated like a nanny and cook for them. I got some comments like, "Oh, I deal with this 24/7, you have it easy." One day, I woke up at 7 and went down. My husband made me some coffee, and I said I needed a truckload of coffee because I was groggy from a restless night. Immediately, there was a comment saying, "You are so spoiled, I feel lucky when I get 2 hours of sleep." I cooked a meal for 6 of us from scratch, and one of the moms heated it in the microwave. Immediately, the other mom commented that OP should have planned the cooking around nap time so that the other mom didn't have to reheat the food. Husband and I cleaned up after everyone every day. There are so many more instances. The group is already pestering me to plan a fall trip for leaf peeping. I told my husband, I don't want to plan another vacation with this group. He thinks we will hurt them as we have been friends for so long. Am I the idiot? ETA asterisk thanks, everyone. I wanted to clarify some stuff. First of all, I think I misrepresented my husband. We both did the cooking and cleaning that we both felt saying no outright might hurt feelings and friendship. These people are almost family to us as we navigate life away from family. The problem was that we all decided to have a quiet holiday, relaxing with everyone participating in the chores. But they all came up with excuses when it came to actually doing work, and we ended up doing it. The comments were all from the mom of the 2.5 years old and were directed at both my husband and I. She, as one of the comments pointed out, feels like being a mom is the hardest thing in the world, and if we say anything about being tired/overworked, husband and I both have high-pressure jobs, then that's entitled. I plan on limiting my interaction. Already declined the fireworks invitation tonight. I love the kiddos and like spending time with them. I even offer to babysit when I can. We also plan to have one in the future, but I would never want to be that person. As of now, we don't plan on doing another trip. I am sure there are plenty of excuses I can come up with. ETA 2 asterisk well, the declined invitation did it. I was asked why we weren't coming, and I just said the vacation wasn't relaxing for us, and we were tired after hosting everyone. The parents of the 2.5 years were silent on the group chat, but the other couple immediately apologized and said they felt bad. The mom called me and apologized again for not helping. I told her we have a full-time job, and while I know taking care of a baby is much more stressful, I still want to unwind on a vacation. The vibe is a bit tense right now, and I am not sure how this will affect our friendships, but I definitely feel a lot lighter. ETA 3 asterisk, it's probably the last update. Things went south today. The mom of the 2.5 years old messaged in the group that she felt targeted and not welcome in the group. She said her words were just meant to be funny. And she was just trying to show how jealous she is of our carefree life with no responsibilities. Also, how we are always on vacation. We have been on one other vacation this year. After a wall of text, she left the group. Her husband called us after work today and apologized. But he also said she is dealing with childcare all day long while he works and is pretty sensitive about it nowadays. We have decided to let it go and give her some space/time, but told him that we won't take any more snarky remarks. So that's it from my side. Thank you for all the support. Now, here are the comments. Not the idiot if they want babysitting while on holiday, hire a babysitter comment too. Not the idiot. You don't have kids and shouldn't be expected to do more on a vacation. Their comments were very condescending and their attitude sucks. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not finishing my drink after my friend's kid backwashed in it? I, female 22, have a friend Clara, female 24, who has a son, 2M. Clara invited me and some other friends over for dinner. During dinner, Clara was feeding her son who was sitting on her lap. He got really fussy and kept reaching out for my drink. It was mango juice and I was the only one not drinking alcohol, so when Clara didn't stop him from reaching for it, I picked up the cup and helped him drink it. He backwashed quite a lot, as kids do. There was just a sip or two left in the cup and I couldn't bring myself to drink it. I'm very easily grossed out and can't share a straw or cup with anyone, let alone drink something that's been backwashed. I've always been like this. I put the cup back down near Clara when he was done and continued eating. Clara pushed the cup towards me and I said, "Oh, I've had enough, don't worry, he can finish it if he wants to." Clara chuckled and said, "Don't tell me you still can't share a cup with people. Not even with a child?" I chuckled awkwardly and changed the topic. She pushed the glass to me about 20 minutes later and asked if I wanted more, to which I replied, "No thanks." While we were cleaning up after dinner, she asked if I really had to make her son feel dirty. I looked at her confused and asked how exactly I made her son feel anything. He's 2. It's not like he'll know I didn't finish my drink just because he drank from my glass. She just shrugged and said it's rude to be so inflexible about such minor things. I was so exhausted and sleepy at this point that I didn't even bother try argue or explain myself tbh. I just said I'm sorry I offended her. She's been ignoring me since. I genuinely don't know if this was terrible of me. Am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. You have the choice to finish your drink whether or not the 2-year-old drank from it. NTAH. Comment 2. She just wants to be offended. I wouldn't drink after my 2 years old back then either. If you liked this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.